The Bitcoin price is potentially on the brink of absolute and utter collapse. Will the bulls be able to put in a new all-time high? Or, my friends, do we in fact look like we're ready for a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Absolutely exciting developments here inside the Bitcoin chart. We'll take a look at this, Ethereum, the US dollar index, the 10-year bond yield, because, my friends, right now those may be impacting the market as a whole. So let's get right down to it. And of course, before we begin, if you could, smash that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for that. And if you are brand new, welcome to the most realistic Bitcoin technical analysis channel you are ever going to find. Hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, select all, and let's get this crypto. Welcome to the channel. So here we are, my friends, once again back inside the belly of the beast. And what I'm seeing right now is a ton of euphoria. A ton of disillusioned moon boy degenerates right now. The bottom is in, Kirby. We're going to the moon. We might be, my friend. We might be, my degenerate little friend. But let's look at what's going on here right now. Bitcoin is inside this upward sloping parallel channel, the most important parallel channel of which Bitcoin has been trading in for months on end. Right now, you see, we are at the area where, if this trend is going to continue to roll over bearishly, keyword if it's going to continue to roll over bearishly, I am personally speculating right now that around this area is the point in the trend where that would potentially occur. Now, why is that? Well, quite frankly, it's because we have this upward sloping line of potential resistance. We also have this upward sloping line of potential resistance. Also here, we did have this little micro falling wedge pattern formation, a bullish pattern, which if you are subscribed here, you would know that I did point out for you stream after stream all this week, right? So right now, this pattern has broken out. But here's the interesting side, my friends. If we take the extrapolated measured move here, we'll actually make this yellow so it's easy to see, is that we have our extrapolated target from the breakout point, right? Roughly right up there in confluence with our red line of possible resistance. So for me right now, this whole range here is fair game for the bears to come in and reject this price action. Now, if we fall below this upward sloping trend line, right here, and we wind up back down, where we've seen this drop before, we have to start worrying about the fact that this bottom line here could now act as new resistance. And if that is in fact the case, I just don't see much in terms of support being built until we are down roughly, back into the $30,000 range. In fact, my line right here is at about 38,600, right? This line down here, 34,000 roughly. And this one all the way down here where we built massive resistance and then flipped it into support is all the way back down at roughly 29,000. Now, I know that if you are essentially new to crypto, if you are a brand new market participant, this may trigger you right now. This guy saying that the Bitcoin price is going back down to 30,000? Listen, my friend, right now, I'm not stating that that has to occur. What I'm showing you here is that right now, until we get back above this red line here, right, until the price starts to consolidate up here, this whole range to me definitely looks more bearish than bullish. It really doesn't matter that this little micro pattern broke out. This could potentially just be a bearish dead cat bounce rally, right? A reaction rally after seeing a heinous plunge. We get a reaction rally up right into the range of resistance, right, with this horizontal line of resistance here as well, rather the horizontal range of resistance as well. We see a short-lived bounce back up into the box, and then we plunge for a further correction. Now, keyword correction. If we drop down this low, this could be extremely healthy. We could look to build a base here upon our old resistance, right? Does this not make sense, little James? All of this resistance here, which was very difficult to get through, right? Actually took several weeks, right? Starting in early January, we didn't break above this range until early February, right? Essentially a full month. Would it not make sense to potentially back test this range? form new support, build a base, and then look to rip to a new all-time high? I don't think that's too crazy. It's just unfortunate right now, ladies and gentlemen, in these absolutely overly exuberant market conditions where we are seeing delusion, euphoria, things like this occur, we start to get this very irrational exuberance in the market where even discussing a possible pullback is, basically rendered as blasphemous. So on this channel, I hope that you have learned to understand by now that I like to keep things as realistic as possible, right? There are plenty of Moonboy channels and analysts for you to listen to for entertainment value on your own time. But here on this channel, I like to try and keep it as realistic as possible. If it looks extremely bullish and it looks like we are seeing momentum build to the upside, then that's what I talk about. If right now, which how it appears to me, that we don't have any information right now besides that Bitcoin is potentially underneath a resistance range, then I'm going to talk about that. It's as simple as that. This is not a buy and hold 10-year strategy channel. This is a swing trading analysis channel, right? The ups and the downs, right? Just like I pointed out here that we could break up from here, right? Now this pattern is almost essentially over as we now are flirting with being right around the top end of this potential resistance range. Now let's flip the script for just a moment. If we do happen to break above this range and consolidate up here, a new all-time high obviously would appear imminent at that point. And we then have to start looking at the 60K region. And why is that? Well, it's because we still, my friends, do have this rough, crude Fibonacci on the logarithmic scale. We do have this crazy Fibonacci target. If we pull from the top of the old bull market to the bottom of the old bear market, you can see that we do get this fib all the way up here above 60,000. And that is where I would expect the bulls to potentially try and push to if we can break out to a new all-time high. But you see right now, until I see the bulls get above this range, the narrative for me here is still that there's just a lot of work to be done from a bullish perspective until that occurs. And if it occurs, well, all the better for them, right? That is an extremely nice, powerful move to break through all of this resistance, consolidate, and then the momentum could certainly shift to a move higher. Let's get this crypto. And if you are enjoying the reality of the situation here, folks, I really would appreciate that thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It helps the channel so much, so thank you for that. And if you're brand new, you see what you get. Hit the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all so you do not miss any more of these important crypto analyses. Okay, so right now, what I do want to go into, we'll come back, we'll circle back to this in just a moment. But before we get into Ethereum, what I want to do here is first off look at the US dollar index. And for those of you who are not subscribed here, you would know this if you are subscribed. I always show the relationship here between the past bull market and the current bull market with the US dollar index, okay? In our last extreme bull market from 2016 through roughly the end of 2017, we saw the US dollar index plunging. The Bitcoin price absolutely skyrocketed at this point from roughly below 1,000 all the way up to roughly 20,000 USD. Then over here, my friends, current day, from back in March of 2020, global health uncertainty debacle, to now the current day, we've seen the US dollar index plunging and the crypto market as a whole absolutely skyrocketing. Okay, sure, this relationship is subject to change at any point in time, but right now, we do have to watch out for a break above this resistance trend line for the US dollar. It's already broke above this resistance trend line number one. This is number two here for me, folks. And if we get above here, it's possible that the US dollar index does see a short-term rally, in my opinion, at least, right? And if that is in fact to occur, it could possibly apply some bearish pressure to Bitcoin. And of course, if you haven't been paying attention to this either, I've been showing this on this channel. I don't feel like enough analysts in the crypto space are paying attention to this right now. So keep your eye on this. The US 10-year bond yield, okay? Right now we are seeing a parabolic rise. And I saw several of you commented on the last video, we're not understanding why the bond yield, even though they're so low right now, how is that affecting the market when equities and cryptos and commodities have seen absolutely spectacular, borderline mind-blowing gains over the past year or so? Why would this small little itty bitty interest rate here. Why would that, rather bond yield, why would that, trigger such a sell off in the market or panic? You have to understand, my friends, that the biggest players in the game, the banks, right, the central bank, and just banks in general, for that matter, this is a big deal, right? When you're talking about billions, trillions of dollars, these types of moves here, where you see something go from a point, where was it at the bottom here, 0.36, all the way up to, at the high here, 1.55 roughly. This is a large move. When you're playing with trillions of dollars, this is a huge deal. You must understand that these markets are heavily influenced by the largest in the game, right? Which in this case is the banks, right? So just keep this on your radar right now. If this parabolic uptrend continues, we saw it spook investors and traders in the traditional markets. We saw it spook investors and traders across the commodities market, the crypto market, the Forex market. If we continue to see this rise here, just understand that this could increase volatility for Bitcoin moving forward. Okay, let's get this crypto. Now, right back to Bitcoin. I just want to point it out here, folks, that regardless of all of the potential bearishness that I've been pointing out here, right, we cannot forget that Bitcoin right now is still in a parabolic uptrend, right? And the trend is your friend until it isn't, right? It's just that right now, this is a very obscure range here. We're seeing a lot of sideways chop, a lot of dumping, and most importantly, that US dollar index and the US 10-year bond yield, right? It's an external factor to not take lightly. Definitely keep that on your radar moving forward here, right? Because as speculators in this market, we need to stay one step, at least two steps ahead of every other trader, bot, and algorithm inside this market to potentially crush it and get this crypto. And right now, my friends, I am personally strategizing for my next trade setup idea right here, right now. And if you're not familiar, in VIP, I do post all of my trade setup ideas, entry ideas, exit ideas, as the Don looks to potentially strike gold again. You could see right here, folks, this was my last VIP trade setup idea right here, exited for an absolutely juicy profit. And right now, the Don is setting up his next idea right now. Personally, at this range, I am speculating short here until proven otherwise, right? If we break above this range, excellent. I will leave my bearish position, right? But until that point, right now, for me, the high reward, low risk trade setup idea, seems to be a possible short in this range. Doesn't mean it has to work out, right? There are no certainties or guarantees in trading. Doesn't mean it has to work out, little James. But what I'm saying right now is that personally right now, I am looking for at least some short-term downside here. If we break above, wonderful. As I've stated, I will then exit my short position. I will look to possibly play this long to the upside. Either way, right now, I am strategizing round the clock to potentially crush this market and get this crypto. If you're not already in my VIP and you'd like to see my trade setup ideas in absolute real time as the Don looks to potentially strike gold again, well, my friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. So let's take a quick look here as well at Ethereum before we start to wrap things up. Okay, on just a very broad note here, my friends, what we can see is that Ethereum has broken down out of a rising wedge pattern, which is a classical technical analysis pattern, generally bearish upon breaking down. The good news, though, is that if we take the extrapolated target, right, the largest point of the pattern, we bring it to the breakdown point, we essentially already hit our target, right? And it does appear that the bulls have stepped back in, at least now for the time being. But similar to Bitcoin, we do have to watch out for the overhead resistance here, right? As it forms support on the way up, could it possibly act as resistance and drop us back down? Unfortunately, right now with Ethereum, I just don't see all too much in terms of analysis here, besides that we could be forming support here on top of the old all-time high resistance. For me, I think it's just important to watch Bitcoin right now, okay? And actually, just one last thing that I wanted to show you here on Bitcoin is the Keltner channel, okay? On the one-day time frame, this is very interesting here, folks, because of the fact that we can see all throughout this Bitcoin uptrend, we have seen the bottom of the Keltner on the one-day time frame act as support time and time and time again, right? So if, keyword if, this uptrend is still to continue, we have found potential support right there at the bottom of the Keltner on the one day. We did in fact see the wick come down. It actually happened to coincide right there perfectly with our falling wedge pattern. But here's the weird part. On the 4 hour, it's very possible right now that we are still in a corrective period, very similar to what we saw back here at our last all-time high from 42,000, then a correction down to below 30,000. We saw the top of the Keltner on the 4 hour act as resistance over and over and over again. Right now, we saw it start to get rejected at the top of the Keltner. We are currently trading at the top of the Keltner right here, right now, while inside this potential resistance range, underneath this sideways horizontal range of potential resistance, and of course below this upward sloping line of resistance. Let's get this crypto. So just a very interesting predicament right now. I hope you can see why I'm essentially neutral to bearish right now for the short term, right? Very short term, the swings of this market, little James. Don't get all huffy and puffy on me, my friend, okay? Let's get this crypto. So right now, if you're wondering how I'm able to remain so cool, calm, and collected here, folks, it's because you know this if you're subscribed to this channel, but it's because the Don has been up the mountain. The Don has been down the mountain. And quite frankly, the Don has also been everywhere in between. And I have wined and dined with kings and queens. And I have slept in alleys and dined on pork and beans. And let me tell you something. The Don prefers the wine and queens every single time. Ha ha ha. So as these moon boys and degenerates continue to live a life of peril and squalor, the Don will continue to grind for every Satoshi and dollar. Let's get this crypto. Right now, my friends, I am formulating my strategies around the clock, looking to potentially strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto when the opportunity does in fact arise. And if you'd like to see all of my real-time trade setup ideas, trade alerts, strategy ideas, strategy alerts, everything like that, as the Don looks to potentially strike gold again, then my friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. Don't get wrecked here, folks. Do not get caught like a deer in a headlights. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. Leave it for average Joe and little Jimmy, right? Eating moonberry pies down at the county fair while the Don sits here remaining cool, calm, and collected, preparing to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. My friends, I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. If you haven't already, that thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm would be so greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. And if you're brand new, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all so you do not miss any more of these important crypto analyses. My friends, do not miss my next important real-time VIP alert. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Do not miss any more of my important real-time VIP alerts. And on that note, my friends, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs. Oh, and beware of the fake Kirby imposters down in the comment section. I will never post a phone number on your comment. I will never send you any type of unsolicited email. That is not me. You can see the two examples down below. They have the same name as me, but they're posting phone numbers. They're using very weird typing to get around the spam filter. That is not me. This is an example of my real comment here. You can see the nameplate has a gray background to it, and I do leave a creator heart next to the thumbs up, so you can validate that that is me. I generally only post the VIP information in a pinned comment, so you know that is me there. My friends, don't fall for any of the fakes. Be smart, be safe. I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto.
The material in this video has no regard to the specific investment objectives, financial situation, or particular needs of any viewer. This video is presented solely for informational and entertainment purposes and is not to be construed as a recommendation, solicitation, or an offer to buy or sell any securities, commodities, cryptocurrencies, or any related financial instruments. Nor should any of its content be taken as investment advice. Crypto is not a financial advisor. The views expressed in this video are completely speculative opinions and do not guarantee any specific result or profit. Trading and investing is extremely high risk and can result in the loss of all of your capital. Any opinions expressed in this video are subject to change without notice. Crypto is not under any obligation to update or keep current the information contained herein. Crypto may have an interest in the securities, commodities, cryptocurrencies, and or derivatives of any entities referred to in this material. Crypto accepts no liability whatsoever for any loss or damage of any kind arising out of the use of all or any part of this material. Crypto recommends that you consult with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment or trading decisions. Thank you for watching and have a great day.